Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be looking at The Hand from Annabelle Dinda. From A Beautiful Woman. And I've seen this on TikTok. I haven't heard the whole song. I've seen parts of it on TikTok. Honestly, I saw one to a Frozen edit that was pretty fire. And if I might just put it in the comments of this video. Honestly, I might just put all of them. I've seen some really good Frozen edits of this song. So moving on, I thought it'd be really fun to do it. And she posted a lyric video, which is awesome. I have heard people say that it's different than the one that she posted, but obviously it's gonna be. The one she posted was just her playing guitar, right? It's just one of those things where it's people get used to a song when people get used to anything and it changes, people get weird. So I'm excited to see what this sounds like with all the instruments and what instrument she's gonna do or what have you. Anyway, so this is Lewis. He holds my AirPods in his belly. We love him. Okay, let's set this up. Start. Oh, those drums. Yes. I love drums. Good. Y'all hear the guitar? Come back. Every time a guy writes a song, he's a cowboy, a sailor, running with the world in his palm like the first pioneer. Instrumental is so important to me, and it's so rare that a lot of songs use instrumental now. And when they do, they don't use it in a way that actually like attacks you. I hate when it's mellowed out. I want it to feel like I'm living in the kick drum. That's what I want. I want to feel like he's banging the mallet on my head. Come back. I like the way she said that. The burden. All right, you're a little bit lower now. I don't know, it just wasn't working. Ooh, y'all hear that slide? Every time I open my mouth, I think, whoa, what a loud noise. Still on this soapbox, just hoping I seem underwhelmed. Whew. Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. The message from God forbid she shows emotion. Oh. See that? I love when people do that. Wait, go back. I want to do it with them. Ooh. Nice. That was a good rhyme. You just, really? Like, right. Mm-hmm. Sorry, one of my neighbors just walked by. But they're used to this. What did I just hear? Holy lyric change. Holy lyric change. Did she just go up? Did she just go up? Right. Right, okay. That made me so excited. Ooh, yay. Because not only is it the music style that I love, where it's like, it's in your face, you feel it in your bones. I felt that in my marrow. And I know that I was going through some of the comments and people were like, this doesn't sound like the acoustic version. Gladly. I know the acoustic version was great, and that's the one that she was posting on when she worked on, but this one, it held the tension that it needed, and it felt like I don't even know what it felt like. It felt like I was being dragged behind a train. Loved it. Maybe like 15-20 minutes I've just been staring at the lyrics. I've been staring at the lyrics, guys, because I'm like a juicy freaking steak in front of me, and I'm so excited just to even like look at it. Oh, I feel honored. So overarching with the story and with the song, it all has to do with with the power dynamics of gender. I'm gonna say things that are very generalized, and I don't want to hear anything being like, no, blah, blah, blah. This is all generalized in gender for patriarchy or whatever. It's all about the power dynamics within gender and the self-awareness within it, or lack thereof, I think. There's a lot of religious imagery in here, and which makes a lot of sense because a lot of patriarchal values and all that stuff do come from religion and history and all that kind of stuff. This song has a lot of feeling of confinement, like she's like pushing on a box the whole time, trying to get out, and she can't. That's kind of visual imagery that I was thinking of. There was a lot going on in that video. There's a lot of images, but that's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, so if we're starting off with, she talks about how in the beginning, every time a guy writes a song, he's a sailor or a cowboy. So I think that she's talking about how men always have kind of this deals with a lot of archetypes, and so for men, a lot of archetypes have to be like, yeah, sailor, a cowboy, a conqueror, an explorer, a king, a knight, you know, stuff that has a lot of power and that have really, really strong identities. And it's all about freedom, playing with the world in his palm, like the first pioneer, which I think is really, really interesting because he doesn't experience the world, he's holding it. It's his to do what he wants with it, especially with the first pioneer, which is, I think, really has to go on to say a lot about like colonization. Ooh, someone's taking a shower. A lot about colonization. And the first pioneer, he went and he found land and he claimed it to be his, and it's his now, and it changed the course of time and history and whatnot. And every time he opens his mouth, it's a loud movie trailer, clipping every image and sounds to he thinks proves he was here. So a movie trailer typically has to do with like, it draws your attention. It's all performance, you know? It's not the actual piece of art. It's just a pull-in to prove he was here. I think that in a lot of stories and a lot of life and Hamilton, a lot of times stereotypically men have an obsession with legacy. and some kind of proving that his existence meant something by proving that he was here. I think that's what she's talking about. And then we get into the chorus, which always changes, which is beautiful. A hand, a spike, a physical fight, a flash of light, a curtain, which are all, to me, very religious kind of imagery. When I'm thinking of like the hand, I'm thinking of like Adam and God, you know, like touching like creation, and like a spike. I don't know why it came to my head, but the thorn crown Jesus wears, or crucifixion, physical fight, you know, flash of light, a curtain, all very aggressive, very stuff. And then it's a toll, a tithe, the passage of time. It's to do with like a moral or physical or a social cost they have to pay. And then we switch into girl archetypes or women archetypes. A girl, a knight, a typical type, a siren in the water. And right there are like the four core women archetypes that you see across all of media in history, which goes to show of like, there's always that famous, is it the famous quote where a woman is only ever a daughter, a saint, or a slut. That's it. And you kind of see that. A girl, you know, like a portrait of innocence, virginity, a knight, which I'm assuming is like a good time, like a knight, like us, someone you sleep with. A typical type, which I would say could go a lot of different ways. Could be like a girl next door, could be a typical type, I don't know, one that plays hard to get. And then a siren in the water is someone that, you know, uses their sexuality to lure men into their death, because they can only ever be a temptation. And then we go on to say in the second verse, she goes on and talks about the men again, the sailor and the cowboy, where he talks about how men open their mouth like they're a movie trailer and they're impressing other people, and it's all about pulling them in, it's showmanship. But then it's the juxtaposition of her as a woman saying, every time I open my mouth, I think, wow, what a loud noise. Which makes me violently ill. Actually, sorry, I wrote down notes when I was doing it, so I'm reading off my notes. In the contrast of it shows like self-awareness and self-criticization and a lack of confidence, truly. But more, the fear of being perceived is something I think that really plagues a lot of women. Period. End of sentence. I was going to keep going with it. But yeah, it plagues them. And it really, really shows in the next line where she says, still on the soapbox, just hoping I seem underwhelmed. And I think that is something that women tend to downplay their emotions always, out of fear of not being assertive, because no one likes a boss. Because a woman isn't a boss, she's a bitch. It's the difference. And so she's up there and she's speaking. And I mean, I do it all the time. Hey, I did it when I started analyzing this video. And it's kind of like, well, this is just like when I'm thinking, like, this is not, and I'm not just like, this is what I think. And then we get back into the chorus, but the lyrics change a little bit. The hand, the pen, the writing again, the wind around the willow. And I think it is a very different imagery. It's more of an act of expression and creation. And the wind around the willow is very interesting to me, because before we were doing a chorus based on male archetypes and all this stuff, it was all very assertive and physical and biting. And then in this one, it is sweeter and it's passive. And the wind around the willow bends to the wind. It never breaks. The felt, the ice, the passage of time, the melting down the window. I don't know exactly what she means by melting down the window. What I'm seeing in my mind is, as a kid, I grew up in Massachusetts and our windows were icy in the winters. And I knew it was starting to be spring and stuff when it warmed up, and I'd watch it melt down the window. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of, is maybe it's a recognition of growing older, because that is always something that is very warned about with women, is you can't get up, you can't grow up, you can't get older. Why would you get older? And so every time spring comes around again, it's kind of a reminder of it's another year past your prime, or your whatever the hell they want to say. I'm getting mad thinking about this. The now, the then, the thinking of when, of how women are in history. So the now, women can have credit cards. Women can have their own bank account. Women can get their own job. They can do what they want. And the then, when you really think about how horrible and how restrictive and how isolating it was just being born the wrong gender, with no other differences. And then the thinking of when. And I think that that is something that women, both now and then, all share, is the thinking of when it's going to get easier, when they're going to be equal, when they're going to have ease. Maybe have a breath, maybe go outside and walk at night, God forbid. I would love to do that. A bottle in the ocean is like a message that takes a really long time to get there. And so if it's thinking of the now, the then, the thinking of when, like I said before, the bottle in the ocean almost is like carrying on what past women never got to do, or what they want to do, or what they ever wanted to do is lost, floating in the abyss of the ocean and just going to deaf ears, essentially. And then we hit this bridge, this beautiful bridge. This isn't rage, it's worth a mention. This is a fake internal tension. It's almost as if she is now doubting her own words, and as if so much self-reflection, it now feels fake and is now starting to feel performative when it's just her trying to express her emotions. It's what we're not supposed to do, and it's something that now doing it correctly feels wrong and it feels fake, and or it could be her dying it down, being like, this isn't rage, like it's just something I'm thinking about. Sometimes I spread out one opinion and stand on its back to gauge attention. That is such a good line, and I think it really is where you say something and you wait for the crowd mentality to give you a go-ahead to keep speaking and to keep going on with it. But you gotta say something, you're like, oh, I really like that movie, in a crowd, and you're waiting to see like if any of your friends say like, oh, I didn't like that movie, or they're like, I love that movie, and you're like, I loved it too, this is why I like it. And if they didn't like it, you're like, that's okay, that's fine. The now, the then, the thinking of when, the siren in the water. Okay, so before, remember, if you remember it with the now, the then, thinking of when, the bottle in the ocean. So they're both ocean themes. One went on to deaf ears and is never heard. One, when it's being heard, is being perceived with violence and with luring you on the wrong path and something to avoid, almost. Does that make sense? Strike the pause, message from God. Does that make me his daughter? She doesn't belong outside the confines of man. Like, she's just a part of his lineage. She's his creation. She's not her own thing, ever. Yes, does that make sense? I don't know why all of a sudden I'm just like, I'm doubting myself. Just a hand to shove, a valley, a score under the wire. Just shove me up, just sweep me up, take me somewhere higher. This is such a plea for, it sounds like begging. It sounds like a plea for getting out of whatever rut she's in, whether it's being perceived as a man is or acting like a man is without the constraints of embarrassment or self-doubt, and being able to do it, but also something about her just saying, just sweep me up, just sweep me up. Also, in my mind, I can see it as, I give up, as almost like, I give up, just kill me. Just take me away from this. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Just take me to heaven. But overall, that was kind of my quick analysis of this. Honestly, well, I wanted to do the reaction of it, and I have 2 jobs, like I said before, so I can't really come back to this. So overall, loved it. Loved it. So I'm really, really excited to see what else she comes out with, and if she already has come out with stuff, let me know, I will watch it. But thank you so much for coming along with me. Please let me know if you have any difference of opinion, or you interpreted something differently, or you thought I interpreted correctly. Please let me know. I love talking with you guys in the comments. But other than that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, night, evening, or whatever, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye.